Good morning. Thank you for everybody joining us online on YouTube. We'll get started here in just a moment. We appreciate that you're joining us online. If everyone would please stand as able for our opening number. All is Well, led by Steve and Trina.
Good morning.
I'm not worried about tomorrow, 'cause today I declare freedom from yesterday's state of affairs. For today all things are new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect love, peace and harmony are yours and they're mine. I am love and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now.
Right now.
All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should.
I am cloaked by the Spirit. I am led by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that
all is well and unfolding as it should? All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now.
right now.
All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should.
All is well.
Let me hear you sing.
All is well.
Everybody sing.
All is well.
Don't you know that?
All is well.
Last time now.
All is well.
And unfolding as it should. Just kidding.
All is well.
Keep rocking now.
All is well.
Keep rolling now.
All is well.
Train's running now.
All is well.
Somebody stop us.
All
Is well and unfolding as it should.
Say good morning to each other. All righty, let's get started here. Good morning. Check out this photo submission from Bruce Higgins. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that lake, but it's in Dolpo, Nepal. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. So just a reminder, as you're out and about on your adventures in life, you can give me submissions from your trips, and we'll get you in the rotation to include on Sunday mornings. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. If you're a first-time visitor, please feel free to fill out one of the blue info cards and put it in the basket or return to one of the greeters you met on the way in. And let's try something we haven't done in a while. Anybody know what I'm going to say? Yeah, Trina knows what's coming. Repeat after me. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Yeah, there you go. Now don't you feel better? You got the energy raised? All right. Let's get to our announcements. We have an online Amazon wish list, and our needs board is online as well. You can get links to those in the newsletter, and there's also a QR code here for that. We're still having a call for platform assistance. I got a couple of folks that are interested, and so we'll get them joined on here pretty soon. And if you want to know more information, talk to Trina. If Trina's unavailable, come talk to me about that. Unity Coffee Hour, Wednesday, June 3rd, 9:30 a.m. at White Dove Coffee. Got a regular group that goes, and be sure you get in their group chat in case they move locations on us. So. No more? Okay, good. All righty. And this Friday coming up, we've got Bunko. And so we passed out flyers last week. We've done the announcements, been in the newsletter. And so if you have any other questions about it last minute today, Sandra is available. And it should be a fun time. Monday, June 8th, we're going back to Flagstaff Family Food Center. I have a sign up out in the lobby, and I'll be sending out the volunteer email to see who's available for that. We have 3 of our regulars that are going to be unavailable this Sunday, so we really, really need to make sure and get 8 people to help. So please consider helping us out at the food center. It's from 3 to 6 p.m., and I can get you the address and details and all of that. And I still want people for this refurbishment committee. We had our first meeting, and there's 6 members in the group, and we've come up with a list of projects, and what we're trying to figure out now is what day we want to dedicate for what we're calling the spring spruce up. It might turn into a summer spruce up depending on people's schedules. We'll figure that out. But anyways, it's to help refresh our space. So if you're interested in that at all, please let me know, and I'll get you joined onto the group. We'd love if you could join us for Pride on June 20th. We're going to be there from about noon to 6 p.m. We have 3 volunteers signed up so far. We'd love to get a couple more so we can do maybe a couple hour shifts and rotate people out. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And free mom hugs. We don't need to play the video again. Sandra's in the room. You want to say anything about free mom hugs, Sandra?
Good morning, everybody. Gosh, please don't watch that again. Yes, so June 20th at, oh my gosh, it is at the park that's over by, Metcalf is the only word that's coming, and I know it's not Metcalf. Thorpe, thank you. It's over at Thorpe Park. It is from 10 to 6. There will be a parade that will be happening down town earlier than that, but we are looking for huggers. All you need to do is have 2 sort of working arms and a great attitude and want to extend it to other people. And, make it work. And so if you're interested in hugging, there is just a very simple form that you fill out. It's a 2-hour shift. You can do as many or as few as you would like, and it really is an amazing day. I had the opportunity to just be at the Mojave Pride. And even though this is an advocacy group that works for youth, it doesn't just stop there. We're all kids. And I had the opportunity to hug somebody, and as I was hugging them, they just whispered in my ear, "I haven't had a hug in 27 years. And he started crying, and I started crying. And after about 90 seconds, he finally pulled away, wiped away a tear. And it's as simple as that. You can change a life just by showing up and being there. And there are so many stories like that that I could share that just happen organically. So if you want something that fills up your heart battery and your soul battery, come talk to me. June 20th. We have other events throughout the year. If it's something that appeals to you, please come and see me. Thank you.
Thank you. And we mentioned last week we want to do our community dinners throughout the summer. These are dinners of groups of 6 or 8. We're looking for leaders and participants. So if you're willing to lead one of these groups, it can be a meal at your home. You can go to a restaurant. You can go to the park and have a picnic. It's whatever the leader wants to do, and then we can build groups from there. So if you're interested in that, please let me know, and we can get that rolling. If you own a local business, you can advertise with us. And some of you haven't been in here a while, so check this out. Not only do we have 2 slides where the business is, we're now up to 11. So let's give them a big round of applause. All of these businesses are completely connected with our community, and that's great. I think it's great that we can advertise for them and support them, and that they support us in return. All right, let's get into our regularly scheduled program again. Here we are to support you in Unity. Unity's here to support you in affirmative prayer. You can ask a prayer partner. Prayer partners, if you're in the room, please raise your hands. Prayer partners are available after today's service. They'll be here at the Serenity Room if you're in need of prayer. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY for 24/7 support. We have a prayer box. Michael, if you please.
Right over here.
Yeah. You can write in your prayer requests, and we'll hold them in for consciousness in the group for 30 days. You can also contact the center at 928-526-8893, and I'll be sure that your prayers get to the prayer team. Now let's welcome up Ms. Shar Snipes for our opening prayer. She's a prayer partner, volunteer, and friend. Come on up.
Thank you. I know. It's one of my favorite pictures, my dog wanting to sled. He never quite made it. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you all here this morning. And I'd like to invite you to join me in prayer. As we relax into this time together, we open our hearts, we quiet our minds, and we know a deeper understanding. We affirm one spirit, one divine presence, expressing through all creation. We know this divine presence is within each of us, every person, every creature, and every corner of this beautiful world. We are one. As expressions of divine love, we know compassion and peace. We affirm guidance to the highest good of all. We embrace, we are one with the divine spirit, and one with all life and being. In gratitude, we trust the perfect unfolding and rest in the peace of Spirit's presence. We are grateful, we are blessed, and so it is, and so we let it be. So this is our time for sharing gratitudes, or if you have any prayer requests, now's the time. Wait, just a second. Here's the microphone's over here. 1 second.
This is a request for safe travels. Dave and I will be gone till July, so we just will visit places and family and hope that we return safely.
Thank you, Elaine. We'll have you and Dave on our prayer list for safe and fun travels.
My mother is in hospice. She is in Sierra Vista. She's right now confined to only her bed and her recliner. She's on oxygen 24/7. She's 95. She's ready to go. She's missed my stepfather and my two siblings. So I'm not asking. I saw her last week, and I'll seeing her this coming up weekend. Her name is Elizabeth, and we want her to be. We want it to be gentle, and that all in divine order.
Thank you, Gary. So we take a moment to let's hold Elizabeth and her family. Let's just hold her in our hearts. And let's see peace and comfort surrounding. And we know spirit, and we know the right time. And so it is.
Well, not to be morbid, but I'm right on the tail here with Gary. My husband David is in hospice, and I just want you to pray for resolution and release, and that he can go peacefully. And yeah, he's ready. I just pray that I am.
We hold Dave and Donna in our hearts. And we know the love and the compassion in this relationship. And we're grateful for this time, and we know the divine order, and we know peace. And so it is.
I already have done a prayer request to our prayer team about my wife, Faye, about her sister, Esther. She's had a lot of memory loss. She lives out in the country. She's kind of isolated herself, very dependent on other people to get things done for her. And after probably a week of Faye being on the phone, she managed to connect Esther up with her longtime accountant and friend, and it's really still a lot of stuff to be done, but she had pretty much neglected her business financial responsibilities for the last 5 months, so it's the timing of it was good to have that happen.
So we have Esther, and we're surrounding her in compassion during this time. And we also know that Faye will know what is hers to do. And will find comfort in the support and peace surrounding the entire situation. And so it is. I have a quick gratitude. I love seeing the live flowers and plants show up on the altar. And I want you to know that anybody can bring flowers. Anybody can bring plants. And I'm here every Thursday, and I'll try to tend to them the best I can. But please feel free. There's no sign up. We cannot have too many flowers. So feel free to be part of the altar flowers. Thank you.
Wow, it's a rough day today. I'd like to ask prayers for my family, for my kids and their dad. He was taken into emergency surgery yesterday and lost his foot. He was a major part of their financial stability, and so I just need some prayers going there. And I am also looking for a place to live. So if you know somebody that is looking for a really quiet roommate or maybe a studio apartment, let me know. And so prayers all around. So thank you.
Sandra, what's his name? What's Justin. Okay. So let's see Justin surrounded in compassion. Let's see his kids knowing that they are loved. And let's see the very highest good in this situation. And let's hold Sandra in love and in light and knowing she is loved. And so it is.
I just wanted to add a note that today is National Smile Day. And if you force yourself to smile for 10 seconds, it will change your whole attitude. So I'm going to ask everyone just to smile.
We needed that right now, Donna. Thank you. Do you want a timer for 10 seconds? Thank you for that. We do know joy. We do know that spirit is in all of this. And we do know the highest good. So, thank you.
I have a prayer request for a dear friend of mine who's been a friend for over 30 years, and she's starting to feel the effects of Alzheimer's. And she's in that space where she doesn't want to acknowledge what's coming and what she needs to do, and she has confusion, and I'd just like prayers for her to have some clarity about how to move to her next step. And her name is Vicki.
Vicki, okay. Thank you, Marilyn. Well, as we see Vicki in this condition, this situation, we know for her clarity, we know for her support, and we surround this condition in light and for the highest good. And so it is. Complete. So we are thankful for all the words spoken and unspoken here today. And we're thankful for the power of prayer. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Shar. Next, I'd like to welcome up today's platform assistant, Trina. I need more pictures of you. Anyways, she's our platform assistant today, guest musician, volunteer, our friend. Come on up.
Good morning again. All right, so our principle of the day is principle 3. Let's say it together. Thoughts have creative power to determine events and attract experiences. And the short version, thoughts create things. And I have, not surprisingly, a daily word that comes from this last February 15th of 2026, Divine Order, which seemed as close as anything as I could get to your topic. You'll see, his topic is, let's say, very sci-fi. Sci-fi So, but I felt like order was part of it. So, so here we are with divine order. My life and all life is in divine order. And as I was reading this and seeing which one felt right, there's a lot that doesn't seem in divine order to me in our world right now. I'll be honest. There is much that I feel, much work needs to be done in my perception of divine order in the world. So I needed this, this particular one today. When I encounter delays and setbacks, or the world is changing in ways I find unsettling, my life may feel chaotic, even out of control. Even though I know divine order underlies all things, it doesn't always feel that way. I remind myself that order is a spiritual truth, always present. Always present. No matter what we're seeing, no matter what I'm perceiving, always present. I don't need to pray for it or even work toward it. I need only affirm it and trust it is unfolding, especially when I see no evidence of it. I pray not to invoke divine order, but to bolster my awareness of it. I affirm divine order and feel comforted and assured of God's presence in and through all things. As I return my attention to the world around me, I discover evidence of order everywhere I look. And from Luke chapter 12, verse 22, he said to his disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, or about your body, or what you will wear." Divine order. And now I get to introduce Shaun back again because he is our speaker. But we're going to do a song first.
Yeah. So go ahead and get set up for your song.
Okay, I'm ready.
Real quick while Steve gets ready for this. So I've been using an old Star Wars picture, and I took this when I went to go see this weekend. Nice. And guess who I ran into at the theater yesterday? River and her family. We were at the same there at the same time. so that was fun. All right, let's do your song.
There is a garden where dreams come true. It's a beautiful garden where God's grace blooms. There is a garden where everything grows. A beautiful garden where love is sown. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden, that garden is you. And in this place of light and love, you can have anything that you're dreaming of. There is a garden where dreams come true. A beautiful garden, that garden is you. Such a beautiful garden, that garden is you.
Let's go ahead and start preparing for meditation. Just close your eyes as if you would like to do that and center in the silence. Inhale, and as you exhale, let go of the day's rushing. Turn your attention inward towards the quiet center of your being and affirm quietly in your mind, I am one with the spirit of life, and I rest in the stillness. Imagine a warm, radiant light settling right in the center of your heart. And know that this light is the essence of the divine, the very same energy that breathes the stars and shapes the universe. Realize that you are not separate from this source, but an original, unrepeatable creation made in love and beauty. Visualize your mind aligning with the divine mind and seeing all your unique talents, thoughts, and ideas as seeds of this creative light. Breathe in that vision, feeling the creative power flowing through you without limitation. Expand that radiant light from your heart outward towards the world and mentally picture yourself, your family, your community, and the world, and send a quiet blessing of peace and love to all creation. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Slowly take in a deep breath, refreshing breath in, and gently open your eyes. And carry this unity principle forward into your day. Before we get started, anybody know who this guy is? Anybody? Close. Socrates. And this picture over here is a sketch of the island of Atlantis. So let's just keep that visual in mind while I go through this talk here. To begin today, I want to set the framework for my message. So I was reading on my Kindle. Any of you read on Kindle? It tracks how far you read in a book. And anyways, I was scrolling through my list of books that I had not read yet or I purchased a while ago, and even ones that I forgot about. So one of those books was called Timaeus. And I had apparently stopped reading it at 20%. And I purchased this book 16 years ago when I was an undergrad at NAU. So it's just been sitting this whole time. Now, Timaeus is an interesting book. It has these four guys in it. Timaeus is a dialogue between Socrates, Critias, Timaeus, and Hermocrates. Anybody know who these guys are, though? Yeah, Bill and Ted. I thought this was a great image for these four guys. So I picture these guys while I'm reading this Greek dialogue. Okay, Timaeus is both the name of the book, and he will be one of the people I'm talking about throughout this talk. So I'll try and distinguish it, because I'm going to be saying Timaeus a lot. That's a fun name. Somebody needs to name their kid that. Timaeus is a dialogue between Socrates, Critias, Timaeus, and Hermocrates that's written in the form of long monologues given by the title character, Timaeus, to the others circa 360 BCE. BCE used to be before Christ. Now they call it before Common Era if you're up on the modern history scene. In the dialogues of both Timaeus and Critias, Plato makes the first mention of the lost city of Atlantis and how this island nation disappeared under the sea in a single day. We've all heard that story, right? Yeah? Okay? Naturally, this is why I wanted to read that story of where the myth of Atlantis came from. But what I didn't anticipate was what the remaining of that 80% of the book contained. Timaeus not only contains this story about Atlantis, or an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Put that picture back. An island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean was home to an advanced race of humans whose home was sunken in a massive deluge and lost in ancient history. Now, this ancient history is what the Greeks considered ancient history. So they're talking way, way back. But this story contains so much more than just the destruction of Atlantis. It appears to me that I stopped reading at that 20% in Timaeus because the discussion starts to turn into a teleological cosmology. But what the heck does that even mean? All right? A teleological cosmology is a philosophical and scientific view that the universe operated with an inherent purpose, direction, or goal, such as the emergence of consciousness. So here's why that's important. As I read, I started to notice some distinctions and similarities to what we teach in Unity. None of these connections I would have made 16 years ago when I bought this book, and certainly within the past year being here at Unity, I was finally able to start connecting the dots. So this is the framework for today's talk. And let's delve into what I discovered while reading Timaeus. Unity teachings and Timaeus both assert that the universe is governed by divine mind and that the material world is a reflection of the higher spiritual reality. Once I started to connect this, I got really intrigued by what I was reading. Was Timaeus really the first Unity teacher and not Charles and Myrtle Fillmore? That's the first place that my brain went reading this. So I want to compare Unity teachings to Timaeus, and I'll present the three detailed concepts surrounding humankind's creation. We're going to talk about the nature of God and creation, the problem of evil and suffering, and the role of soul and mind. So I'm going to leave up this slide here, And it's a core metaphysical comparison. You can just refer to it as I go through the next part of this talk, but you don't need to take it all in right now. Let's talk about the nature of God and creation. In Timaeus, the universe is created by a supreme craftsman referred to as the demiurge. So this demiurge, in the translation I read, was simply translated to as capital G God. And God, who created everything, is above all of the Greek gods, Zeus, Hera, and the like, above all humans, above all animals, etc. And in Charles Fillmore's Jesus Christ Heals, he states, there can be no logical doubt that an all-wise and all-powerful creator would plan perfection for his creation and also endow them with the ability to bring the plan forward into manifestation. That is the status of the world and its people. In my mind, this got me thinking about unity principle number 3, which we talked about today, which teaches that thoughts create things. Or, as our Uncle Chuck so eloquently stated, states of mind make events, and new states of mind are constantly being formed. Consequently, every moment is the beginning of new creation in the individual. So God in both contexts creates through mind. Humans were designed to be a perfect reflection of the universe, and that begins inside. And we conceptualize that with the soul. The soul in Timaeus is described as a sort of sphere of just shifting light. It's not a solid sphere. It pulsates, and the energy would flow inward and outward, almost like it's breathing or taking in energy, similar to that. And this is the perfect state of being. It's one that we can't see, but it's entered into our physical bodies. And the soul is the same material as the universe and can become expressed in the physical world. So that was very fascinating to me that both of those are in line, especially talking about the soul and God creating through mind. Now, let's talk about the problem of evil and suffering. In modern thought, many of us believe that the balance of good and evil, and that one cannot exist without the other, and the two are just as relevant as an experience for us. Plato argues that God creates everything good, but creation is limited by the chaotic nature of a physical receptacle. So essentially, the matter that bodies are created from is what causes some disorder. So evil is simply a result of innate disorder in the physical world. And this is because the universe is a living creature, just as we are alive, and therefore we are also susceptible to disorder and chaos. Unity beliefs, though, reject the concept of inherent evil, arguing instead that suffering, sickness, and poverty are manifestations of incorrect thinking or a lack of spiritual understanding. So this may seem contradictory at first, but I argue that our thoughts do create the energy that cause order or disorder, whether we're consciously doing it or not. This is directly tapping into our connection to the universe as a whole. And Catherine Ponder teaches that, in fact, the universe has no higher function than to manifest its goodness for and through its creation, humans. In Timaeus the man describes God the good. This is a little lengthy, so let me tell you then why the Creator made this world of generation. We're not talking about parent, grandparent generation. We're talking about creation of generating things. Let me tell you then why the Creator made this world of generation. He was good, and from the good can never have anything jealous. And jealousy, being free from it, he desired that all things be like himself as they could be. And this is in the truest sense in the origin of creation of the world. as we shall do, we do in believing the testimony of wise men, that God desired that all things should be good and nothing bad so far as this was attainable. It was interesting to me reading through Timaeus because the context refers to anything spiritual in male context. But it doesn't leave out women. Women are everything that's created. So he kept referring to the body as she, referring to the earth as she, fire, light, water, etc. It was very interesting to see that balance between the two. So ancient and modern thought seems to reflect the same idea, that any creation starts out in good, the light and perfection. Nothing created comes from corruption and is of a higher and universal design. Can you fix that, please? Stop bumping the table. All right, nothing is created from corruption and is of a higher design. Charles Fillmore touches on this, that all God's creations are perfect. Your body as it appears must also be perfect, and if you stand and let His Spirit shine through it, you will see that it is perfect in every part. So now we're going to role play. Can I get my greeters to come up here, please, and join me? So underneath this fabric, I have a surprise. Now, if you were here before 10:15, you don't get to spoil the surprise. Anyone who was here after 10:15, you want to guess what the surprise is? Something fun. It's colorful. No, not a Ouija board. not that kind of talk today. All right. It's Play-Doh, because we're talking about Plato. Our greeters will go around and they'll make sure that everyone gets one. So once you've received your Play-Doh tub, go ahead and open it and start taking a feel for the material. And let's have you start creating whatever your hands make. I'll give you a couple of minutes, so there's no rush, there's no wrong answers. I can come help you. Hang on. Brute force. Here, I'll trade you. I guess these tubs are made for young hands, right? There you go. Anybody else need help? Okay. Here, Laura, trade me. When you bump that, it flicks the projector. Well, at least our Play-Doh tubs weren't all dried out, and they're still malleable. Yeah. While we create here, I'll share a story. When I was a kid playing with Play-Doh one time, I think the color was like yellow or orange or something, and there was a crumb of it near where I was eating lunch, and it was a similar color. And I thought it was a piece of food, so I picked it up and crunched it, and Play-Doh is not very tasty. Yes, it's very salty. I don't know about you, but sometimes when things have too much dye in them, I can taste it too. So I just remember it tasting very orange. When's the last time anybody's played with Play-Doh? Yeah, a couple weeks ago. All right. We'll go about another minute playing with our Play-Doh here. Then we'll talk about some shapes. You can bring your tubs back next week. Just play with it through the whole talk. So we've all made perfect reflections of the universe in our Play-Doh, right? Hey, anyone want to come up and show and tell? Maybe two people? Come on up. Let me get you a mic.
Hi, I'm Arlene, and my Play-Doh started out as a complete circle of perfection, and then around the edges are creeping in little bits of discourse, and especially in the center, there are areas of discourse in this, what started out as a perfect circle, which to me can represent evil and, what did you say? Evil and?
Disorder?
No.
Chaos?
That's evil.
Chaos?
No.
No?
What's the opposite of evil?
Good?
Good.
It's a good balance. Anybody else?
Mine started out as a pie.
Was
That's
it still
on.
on? Yeah, it's on.
Okay. Yeah, mine started out as a pie and ended up as a imperfect flower. It's perfectly imperfect because see all these little wrinkles and it isn't really geometric. But yeah, you like the imperfection? Yeah. So I think it just represents a little bit of chaos, and beauty.
Yeah. I agree. You want to share, Gary? Come on up. We'll have Gary be the last share.
Now that's pressure. No, my story is I'm not creative and so forth, but I just took it and put it in my hand, and I just pressed hard, and this is what it looks like.
Nice. Thank you, Gary. So one thing I tried to do was I was trying to form it into a perfect cube. And no matter how many times I pressed, it's still lumpy and wrinkly and soft. And so I couldn't do that. So now we've seen some examples. You want to know what I see? We've all created from good. No one made a weapon. Nobody brought something to life that harmed anybody. And I feel like this is proof of concept that your soul is derived from good. And just as you are an extension of the universe, your Play-Doh creation is an extension of you, your mind, and your ability to create just as you were created. So now let's talk about the soul, the role of soul and mind. So thus far I've discussed that both Timaeus and unity believe in universal order, in the creation of humans, and they also teach that the soul comes from perfection and starts out good. So as we're going to learn now, this is where Unity and Timaeus start to differ in terms of soul. Charles Roth describes humans as God's highest creation, and that has the power to think and understand, and therefore the power to recognize source. And we have the innate ability to work with the source and bring forth increasingly greater good. So in order to connect to source, Unity teaches that we look inwards, towards the Christ consciousness of our mind to find this connection. In Timaeus, the soul is not that the mind is the soul is not in the mind, but it's an external thing that was placed in the body. So I'm going to give a little context before this next quote from Timaeus. It might be hard to follow. In the dialogue, they're talking about, well, what came first? And they talk about the soul came first and the body came second. But the body is referred to as the younger in this passage, and the spirit is referred to as the older. Now, God did not make the soul after the body, although we are speaking of them in this order. For having brought them together, he would never have allowed that the elder should be ruled by the younger. This is a random manner of speaking which we have, because somehow we ourselves too are very much under the dominion of chance. And by reason of all these affections, the soul, which is encased in the mortal body, now as in the beginning, is at first without intelligence. But when the flood of growth and nourishment abates, the courses of the soul calm down, and they go their own way and become steadier as time goes on. And then the several circles return to their natural form, and their revolutions are corrected, and they call the same and the other by their right names, and they make the possessor of them into a rational being. Very dense stuff. What they're describing here is that the soul and body are separate. And ideally, you would want to make the soul entering the body come with all the intelligence and knowledge and power of the universe, but through random chaos in the creation, that's not what happened. When your soul arrives, it doesn't have these things. It has to learn. It has to grow. And through that, remember I was talking about how the soul in Timaeus is described as a ball of energy and pulsates and all that. So what it's talking about rotations is as the soul rotates that energy and it's drawing in intelligence and willpower and etc. as you age, that's how it grows. And so it's a very beautiful imagery when I'm reading through Timaeus, lots of circles and pulsing and things like that. Now both Plato and Charles Roth are describing how it is that the higher functions of the soul which allow us to understand source, the universe, and our relation to it. That we do not enter our bodies with knowledge and understanding, but that through our experience we can grow intelligent in time and reconnect to our perfection. In Timaeus, there is an element referred to as fire. But when viewed through a modern lens, it seems to be much more complex than just what you would see with a campfire, for example. So listen to this lengthy passage about the role of fire in the human experience. And this passage is from Timaeus. And of the organs they first contrived the eyes to give light. And the principle according to which they were inserted was as follows. So much of fire would not burn, but gave a gentle light. They formed into substance akin to the light of everyday life, and the pure fire which is within us, related thereto, they made to flow through the eyes in a stream of both smooth and dense, compressing the whole eye, especially the center part, so that it kept out everything of a coarser nature and allowed to pass only this pure element. And the whole stream of vision, being similarly affected in virtue, diffuses the motions of what it touches or what touches it over the body until they reach the soul, thus causing the perception that we call sight. But when night comes on and the external and kindred fire departs, then the stream of vision is cut off. For going forth to an unlike element, it is changed and extinguished, being no longer one of nature with the surrounding atmosphere, which is now deprived of fire, and so the eye no longer sees, and we feel disposed to sleep. Dense, right? Very dense. So what Timaeus the man is describing in this dialogue is that our eyes take in and emit light. Our eyes contract. We close the pupils when there's too much light, and if there's too little, they open to allow the appropriate amount of light through. And what we call sight happens when light touches our soul directly. So looking up at the light, that's an experience, but I don't process it until that light connects with my inner soul. And I like the example that he uses, that when the sun sets, we're cut off and deprived of the fire, and we can no longer see. It's a very interesting way to describe the night cycle and seeing darkness. So what this perception shows is that the soul is connected to a larger universe, and we need external influence from the universe to shape our reality. So to condense this contrast even further, in Timaeus, the external universe is necessary to understand the soul, whereas unity teaches us to look inwards towards a Christ consciousness to express God through our soul. So I want to start leading into the conclusion here. In Timaeus, Plato included in the dialogues, there are many mathematical formulas based around geometry that applies from order in the grand cosmos, position of the planets, etc., all the way down to the marrow of the bones. The marrow of the bones for the Greeks was the smallest scientific element that they could process. And I found that very interesting. And these connections explain the positions and functions of the organs of the body and how they relate to mathematical order of the universe. And this is conceptualized by a series of connections starting from macro scale. Everything in Timaeus starts in grand scale and it comes down to smaller. So I want to show you, this is actually what Timaeus looks like. Let's show this online. This is what Timaeus looks like when it's written in the Greek. So you have, this might be a connection of one organ, connection to another, to the soul, to the universe, etc. It's very, very complex. So that's why I was really trying to process what I was reading. I tried to give you some passages that are understandable, but at the end of the day, it takes all of these connections to the universe, both big and small, to make you. So I just wanted to show that visual. So the three philosophies in which I presented today are a light sampling of what's in this book, Timaeus. And the main takeaway from today is that some truths stand the test of time. It took thousands of years for these words to come across time and through history to us today. And by extension, the past repeats itself with unity finding similar answers in the modern world. So whether you're discovering unity for the first time, you're considered a unity veteran, or even if we've got an advanced Greek scholar in the room, some of the ideas, which are very ancient and much older than the Bible, still speak to us today. So I'd like you to remember that if anyone asks you what today's message was about, you can just say, I don't know, it was all Greek to me. Thank you. And now, we were going through music this week, and we found a nice video. It's called Grand Design. If you could lower the lights, we thought that this video was in line with the message today, so we'll play this video real quick. It's a music video.
After all these years, I'm starting to see we're all threads in a tapestry, woven together, your life and mine, till our hearts and bones are intertwined. The road of life may lead us far from where we all begin, but sooner or later the hands of time weave us back in to the grand design. Out on life's highway we feel alone, as every bend leads us further from home. Our path divides, we take our chances and pray our loved ones will understand us. Which way to go we don't always know, so we navigate by heart. But in time we come to learn that every road is part of the grand design. It's something I believe, and now I find it comforts me. I've come to love the mystery. The grand design is with us all along. A last goodbye, a newborn song, and in the end we all belong to the grand design. If we could rise up high, see the whole road, how far we've come and where we'll go, see how our pathway crosses the others, we know how much we need each other. In this living tapestry, each thread is someone's road, and one day from a higher place we may know the grand design. It's something I believe, and now I find it comforts me. I've come to love the mystery. The grand design is with us all alone. Last goodbye, a newborn song, and in the end we all belong to the grand design.
I still have a link to, remember a couple weeks ago, I told you guys about this funny concert with Peter Mayer and Greg Tamblyn. This is Greg Tamblyn. He didn't sing that song, but it's a great concert and it's very funny. And if you're interested, I have a link for you to buy access to the concert still.
Thank you, Trina. All right, come on up. We'll get ready for our celebration of abundance. And Matt was originally supposed to be our board basket blesser. He is busy packing some stuff right now, so I'll take care of it today. If everyone will join me for our board consciousness. Abundance. We are an abundant and thriving community. And our second board consciousness is the new minister. We are attracting the perfect new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us into our next phase of spiritual growth and service. If everyone will say with me, we release our limitations and give from abundance. We are abundant. Thank you, Spirit. All right, go forth. I'm here to remind you about ways to give. You can do cash or check. We have an option for Zelle. This QR code is also on our website and newsletter. We can accept anything through snail mail. I love checking the P.O. Box. P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona, 86002. And we have an investment account. If you would like to give towards our investment account, please let me know. That way I can make sure money gets to the right place, and we'll take care of that for you. All right, you ready to come back, Marilyn? Okay. Everyone will join me. Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do and will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. And if you'll please stand as able for our closing number, we'll reprise All Is Well.
All is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should.
Now, if everyone will join me in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Create an amazing week, everybody. Thank you.